Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting presents Nokomis Varsity Basketball. Today, the Brewer Witches take on our own Nokomis Warriors. Taped live February 3rd, 2024 from Newport, Maine at Nokomis Regional High. And bringing you today's game, Abby Karen and Mia Coots.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nokomis Regional High for today's matchup between the visiting Brewer Witches and our very own Nokomis Warriors. So, Abby, I think this is going to be a pretty good game. We have two really top competitors in Class A North right now. I just read a really nice article on Facebook about our Nokomis boys and how they really have surprised everyone. The preseason poll put them at just barely making playoffs. Right now, it's looking like they're going to be a good seed heading into it. What do you think about tonight's matchup?
I think it's definitely going to be interesting. It's going to be a good game for our boys, especially last time we played them. We played at Brewer. We came out with that win that was back in December. The score was 55-50. And, Brewer is on the outside of playoffs looking in, and we're sitting fourth right now. So it's definitely going to be a good game for our boys, and it's going to be important that we get this win tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's all about the
Today.
heel points. I know, right? It's got to be messed up, too. I heard Mr. Brown fumble a little bit, too. I mean, we got the professional. Even it's throwing him off a little bit. I just hauled here from work. I was a little nervous I wasn't going to make it on time. Started early today.
So I believe we are going to hand it over to our athletic director, Simon Elias, and he's going to do announcements and the national anthem for us.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nokomis Regional High for today's regular season matchup between the visiting Witches of Brewer High School and your Nokomis Warriors. We hope you enjoy today's game and support these athletes, coaches, and officials in a positive manner. Now let's meet the starting lineups. First for the Witches. A junior, number 1, Jake Perry. A junior, number 4, Stephen Youngs. A junior, number 10, Charles Bridges. A senior, number 12, Kayan Philbrick. And a junior, number 20, Owen Fullerton. Brewer is coached by Carl Parker and assisted by Scott Flagg, Trevor Pearson, and Tyler Smith. And now make some noise for your Nokomis Warriors. A sophomore, number 2, Owen Sides. A senior, number 4, Alex Grant. A junior, number 10, Dawson Townsend. A senior, number 15, Connor Sides. And a sophomore, number 20, Seth Bowden. The Warriors are coached by Josh Grant and assisted by Jordan Larley, Derek Townsend, and Zach Hartsgrove. The officials for tonight's game are Scott Cornoyer and Chuck Hogan. At this time, would you all please rise and join us in honoring America with the playing of our national anthem.
right, and with that, we should be just about time to get moving here tonight. And so another thing I wanted to talk about is that, Nokomis doesn't really have a set rival. I mean, I'm sure it used to be MCI, but now we're different classes, don't really play each other as much. And so, but there is definitely some history here between the Nokomis Warriors and the Brewer Witches. I mean, let's take a look back 2 years ago. The only loss that year, what was it, Mr. Brown, a 21-1 season? The only loss was to the Brewer Witches. So, and then, of course, the Brewer Witches went on to win states that very next year. So it's just obviously a little bit, there's always a good game here. And so Brewer gets the tip-off. And Warriors, coming hot right out with their defense. They talked about that in the news article, and so that's really been their biggest thing this season. A shot goes up, and it does not fall, and the Warriors come away with the board. Grant with a 3. Dribbles in and around the rim. Does not fall in, though. Brewer gets the board, moving around on their side of the floor now. A 3 from number 10, and it is drained. Charles Bridges. In games like these, it's going to be really important to see who can hold out the longest throughout the entire game. We can see that the Witches have a little bit of a much older roster, all of them returning from last year's state championship team, but not many of them, if any, started. So they have that championship experience, but not really the
not really on the court.
Yeah, thank you. So it's just going to be all about endurance. We know that the Warriors have a little bit of depth, but they like to keep it. They like to keep their starters in as long as they can, and as long as they're staying effective. It'll be interesting to see how Brewer plays that.
And also taking a look in the future, like what is their roster going to look like next year? They have all the juniors and the one senior.
Exactly.
So.
No, that's a very good point. This is a great opportunity for the Witches, starting 4 juniors. It's going to make them roster very good for next year. And Dawson Townsend goes up with a layup and puts the Warriors on the board here with 6 minutes to go in the first. Charles Bridges again for another 3. High bounce off the rim, and Brewer comes away with the rebound. I thought he was about to shoot that right there from that black line for a second. And the travel is called on number 4, Stephen Youngs, going up for a layup, so it does not count. And so the Warriors will come away with an inbound play. Turnovers always come back to bite you in any sort of sports game, but especially basketball, because it doesn't matter when it happens in the game. Grant from 3, and it is drained. Warriors take a 5-3 lead here. Witches moving the ball around quite a bit. Jake Perry going up for a shot that bounces off the front of the rim. Owen Sides with a nice floater right in, and so that will put another point on the board for our Nokomis Warriors. A foul is called on Connor Sides, and it'll be an inbound for the Witches. Oh my gosh, and Owen Sides comes away with a great steal here. An awesome court vision from Dawson Townsend, who receives the pass from Sides to kick it out to his older brother, Connor Sides. Just all around great basketball IQ and ball movement there. Really love seeing that. Owen Fullerton with a 3 that does not fall. and the Warriors take the board. Seth Bowden with a highly contested layup, and there's no call on either end, no charge, no foul call, even though there was a lot of contact. And so the play continues, and Charles Bridges takes a nice-looking three-pointer, and he makes it. Obviously, he shot it if he made it. Am I right, Abby?
Yes. So he has 2 threes on the boards already. So obviously we know, maybe we need to watch him a little more closely here.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, especially since he's the only person on the board for the Witches. Grant from deep, and he is on it today. Feeling good. This is especially the energy they needed coming into today's 2 o'clock game. And there is a call on the court. Number 20 will get 2 shots. Owen Fullerton and Dawson Townsend will receive the foul.
The 2 o'clock games are always hard, especially on a Saturday. It's just such an odd time for a basketball game.
It is, and it's hard to gain energy as a team. Those 6 o'clock games, you can really get energy for those. But 2 o'clock on a Saturday, not a ton of people come out for those, so it's always hard as a team to really get the morale and all of that. The more mental side of things that really affect the game.
Especially not having our pep band here. Our cheerleaders aren't here either because they're out to a competition today. So.
Right. And so shots go up for the Witches, but none of them fall, and so the Warriors come away with a board here, and they are looking to extend this lead just a little bit more. And Owen Sides gets called out of bounds.
That's a tough call.
I mean, it is. He's just moving to the ball. He's trying to make himself open, get cut to the lane, and just puts a foot just a bit outside of the inbounds.
End line.
Inbounds, yes, end line. Whew. Number 4 going up for a shot.
Stephen Youngs.
Stephen Youngs does not make it. You're so much better with the names than I am. I can barely even read the jersey number. Dawson Townsend with a highly contested layup. He had about 3 men on him, and he came away with the win there. So really just love seeing that. And that's the type of stuff that gets the people on the bench hyped too. I mean, I don't know if our listeners can hear it through our headphones or, since our mics are so loud. But down there, we can hear the bench yelling and saying, and one. There was no call, but,
Yes. No, definitely when the bench is hype, the players on the court are hyped too, for either team, really.
No, absolutely. And you and me as athletes, too, both know that it's so much more about the mental than it is the actual physical. I mean, if you aren't playing your best game, but your teammates are cheering you on and they are hyped on the bench or hyped in the dugout, wherever it may be, at the end of the day, you're going to come away being more successful. And we have a little bit of mistreatment of the ball down here on both sides of both teams, just having a tough time keeping control of their ball. And so the Warriors especially are going to have to clean that up if they want to come away with a win tonight. And then number 14, who was Ethan Levitt, shot a three-pointer and made it. And then Dawson Townsend claps right back and scores his own three-pointer. So, boy, so much stuff's happening when I'm trying, Whew. All right, here we go. Number 20 goes up for a shot. Owen Fullerton, and it does not fall. Dawson Townsend with the ball again. A little bit too aggressive of a pass there to Seth Bowden, and it doesn't go. And Fullerton goes to the rim and scores. No foul called on Sides, which is important. Sides is one of their biggest players.
Ooh, little miscommunication there. That's always tough.
It is tough, and it was a good look, too, but just breaking the wrong way, figuring out where your teammates want you to cut, and it's all about that communication. If you're lacking communication, you're lacking a lot of stuff in the game of basketball.
Young's going to take for 3, and it's good.
From deep and with a defender, pretty much right in his face. So 39 seconds to go in the first, and we are looking to see if our Warriors are going to try and take the last shot or if they are going to
Hold.
yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Oh, great pass from Connor Sides to Jake Newmeyer, and that will put us ahead 4 points with 14 seconds to go. Brewer, of course, trying to make something happen fast. 32. Logan Littlefield goes up for a shot, and so the Warriors come away with the board. We got 4 seconds. Let's see what the Warriors try to do here. Townsend from 3 off the front of the rim. And, you know, as we were talking about with morale boosters, there is no better morale booster than hitting a buzzer beater, no matter what point in the game.
Yeah, you could be up by 20 and hit a buzzer beater, and it's
And
still
the whole bench
like,
will. Yeah, exactly right. And so I'm pretty sure our director here, Matt Brown, is going to want to show off some of our amazing sponsors. So let's give him the second to do that.
Yes, but before I do that, I want to have a shout out for you guys for coming in on Saturday. Students are basically running these games, and so I just want to give a shout out to Alex Tetro, Abby Karen, and Mia Coots for coming in on Saturday at 2 o'clock. It's hard to get students to come out, and so I just want to say thank you to them. And yeah, let's talk about our first level sponsor, Burgundy sponsors here. Camden National Bank, 368-4382. Casa Cattle, 249-2191. DT Lawn Care, 270-0342. And Clark's LLC, 368-4766. Also, D.A. Gould and Grandsons Excavation, 938-2578. We want to thank them very much for being Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting sponsors.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Brown, for that shout-out to all of the hardworking students here. Yes, we have to come in on a Saturday, but there would be no broadcasting without Mr. Brown. So all around, just an amazing program to be a part of, and we were happy to come in on a Saturday to announce some good-looking basketball here. And thank you to our sponsors as well. And so Warriors get the ball coming into the second, and Townsend gives a nice pass to Owen Sides, who goes in for a layup. Abby, you can help me with this a little bit more than I can since I'm not taking points, but it appears as though the Warriors are pretty even across scorers, not one person doing all the scoring. Pretty even.
Yeah, it does look pretty even so far, Townsend has put up the 4 points, but then Grant has put up 6. Sides has put up 4 points. Owen Sides, that is. Connor Sides with 2, and then Newmeyer, who came into the game off the bench for a little bit there, he also got a chance to put up 2 as well.
Awesome. Love to see it. So the Warriors get their hands on a couple passes there, but just get unlucky as the ball goes out of bounds on Grant's hands. And so right now we're going to look to see if they can get in the way of another pass and take the ball down to their side of the court. So the foul gets called on Dawson Townsend, I believe. Oh, no, white too. So Owen Sides. And so Logan Littlefield goes to the line for 2. Missed free throws are, I think, one of the biggest weaknesses in basketball teams. Period. Dot. Like if you miss your free throws, you are.
You're so funny.
I'm just saying. I really do believe that wholeheartedly. You gotta make your free throws if you want to be a successful team. I mean, let's take a look back at last year's state championship game, Brewer and Falmouth. Falmouth was up 1 point with about 3 seconds to go, and. Sorry, it was probably like 13, and then they missed 2 foul shots. Brewer got it and scored a layup to win the game. And so if you make those free throws, you win the state championship, and so they didn't. And that's just one I really kept that in the back of my head. I've been waiting to use that one.
Yeah, especially with the double bonus now. Each team has 5 fouls. You get to go to the line.
Yeah, it's just absolutely crucial. And so we see Brewer going to the line once again. At this time it is Fullerton, and we'll see what he does if he makes me mad and doesn't make him. Well, actually, maybe that should make me happy because it's Brewer. So
You're so out of pocket. It's so funny.
Or maybe I should just try not to be as biased as I am. Well, he did miss his first one, and so then he goes for the second and misses that one too. Jake Newmeyer comes away with the board. And a timeout was called.
We see Jake Newmeyer getting some extra varsity minutes in this game, so that's
yeah, I
pretty
mean,
good for him.
it is good for him, and he's a bigger player. He can really utilize his size. He's never been afraid of contact, being physical, and so I'm going to stop talking so that Mr. Brown can show off some more of our amazing sponsors.
Yes, thank you very much. These are the mid-level white sponsors, Sebastcook Valley Federal Credit Union, 368-4940, and in Pittsfield, 487-5576. A.E. Robinson in Corunna, 278-4626. Newport Entertainment Center, 368-2490. And Newport Glass, 368-5698. Thank you so much for being sponsors here at Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting.
Yes, thank you to those amazing sponsors. So 6.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter, and our Warriors have a 21-16 lead. Not seeing a ton of, I don't think there has been a sub in for the Witches, and we've had a little bit of movement for the Warriors, but all around it looks like the 5 starters for each team carry the majority of the workload. You know, you have some teams where their next 3 are just as could start on a different roster, you know what I mean? And so teams like that are way more competitive because they have the depth they can use in the fourth quarter, even the third quarter when the other teams start to get tired. So a foul on the Witches sends Dawson Townsend to the line, and he is going to shoot for 2. All right, and there you go. Your second one falls, and so Witches get the possession now.
Excellent defense there by Bowden.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was just about to say that was a pretty good job there by Philbrook on the Witches for getting all up, for really putting up a good shot, but much better on our Warriors for playing that really competitive defense. And Dawson Townsend puts up a 3 that does not make, or does, that does not fall, and the Witches come away with the rebound. Foul called on Jake Newmeyer. You know, it's tough sometimes. Basketball's a pretty physical game, but, you know, we've seen with the MPA rule changes, the double bonus, it's been a little bit different, I think.
Definitely. I don't really know how I feel about the new double bonus. It's a hate-love relationship, I guess. It depends if it's, you know, going with us, helping us, or if it's not helping us, you know what I mean?
Right. You know, Mr. Brown, I have a question for you, and you'd be the man to know this. Do you know if the MPA has decided on if basketball will be getting a shot clock in the near future?
As far as I have heard, has been no change on that.
I see.
I think a lot of people have been wanting one, so it wouldn't surprise me if it happens in the near future.
Yes, that's exactly what I was bringing up. I've heard a lot of people saying that there needs to be a shot clock in high school basketball, and, you know, I just think that takes away from the point that it's high school basketball, you know what I mean? Not having a shot clock is a part of the game. You got to play the defense so that they're not holding the ball on you late in the game. It's really important. If you take away the shot clock, you're taking away a crucial part of these teenagers' games, I really think. And so, anyway, back to the game that we're supposed to be announcing here. We have Brewer down in the paint, and Littlefield goes up for a 2.
Jinx, give me a Coke.
Hey, I mean, you've always been better with the names. I'll give you a Coke. Grant from deep off the front of the rim. Almost hits Connor Sides right in the face. Came off the front front of the rim pretty fast. And so the inbound doesn't really go how I think the Warriors had wanted it to, but they keep with the ball anyway. And a foul is called. It's going to be Warriors on the inbound. Let's see who the foul was called on. I think it was called on Logan Littlefield. Oh.
It was called on Jake Newmeyer.
It was called on Jake Newmeyer, and it wasn't to us. I must have misread that situation. Tough looking shot there from Charles Bridges, but he shoots it and it falls beautifully. Seth Bowden going up for a really tough shot, highly contested, and he does get blocked, but the Warriors still keep with the possession, and so we're going to see what they can do again. And so Connor Sides goes up for a shot. No call made, and he does not make it. Owen Fullerton is going up for a layup and gets fouled by Dawson Townsend. And so what does that put Dawson at for fouls? Does that put him at 3?
2 or 3, yeah.
So
I wish they had the fouls and points up.
Yes, I wish they did too, because having one of your bigger players in the fouls.
This is Dawson's second.
Dawson's second.
Townsend's second.
I know it is really hard to call them by their last names when we're friends with them and we go to school with them every day. It's one of the downsides to having students run this, Mr. Brown.
True.
And so the Witches, the Brewer Witches, have taken the lead here just by 1 point. And the Warriors respond pretty fastly with a awesome pass from Grant to Owen Sides.
You know, Owen Sides coming fresh off the bench there.
He said, "Coach, don't put me on the bench. I can score."
Steven Youngs tries to hit that deep 3, doesn't fall, not in his favor tonight, I guess.
No, it doesn't appear that way. At least from that shot it didn't. But the Witches have really stepped up their defensive game. They're playing the Warriors a lot tighter. They've kind of learned a little bit of their patterns, and it shows in the score, 25-24. And so it's going to be really important here for the Warriors to continue scoring fast, and playing really good defense like they have been. Sides from 3 off the back of the rim, and the Witches, Littlefield comes away with the board. Littlefield going for 3, and it's all money.
That's a beautiful 3. You can't even say anything different.
No, I can. I wish I could, but I can't. I really do love a good-looking three-pointer too. There's nothing I like more than that, if it's a good three-pointer. So it stays on the Warriors' Warrior side of the ball. Geez, Abby, I'm fumbling over everything I say. You got to help me out a little bit.
I can try.
I know. All right, and so the inbound play goes to Dawson Townsend. And that was not supposed to be a pass, but it ended up working out pretty good, except for the fact that the three-point attempt from Seth Bowden did not fall.
So I believe, maybe I'm just seeing things. I thought Perry came back in for the Witches.
See, I'm not really even good with names, so I'm not entirely sure who we are talking about here, but not a big deal at all. And so, but we do see the Witches heading back to the line again. And so this is one fault for the Warriors, is that they've been fouling a lot. And so, and again, like I was talking about earlier, it's going to be really important for the Witches to keep hitting these shots, and they've shown us at the line they are very consistent. And so if the Warriors want to really stay in this game and stay as competitive as they can be, they've got to be stronger with the ball and stronger on defense.
The Witches being up by 3, like, it's going to be important for us to stay on top. Like, we need to get back on top and stay there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we really need to. Okay, so we just went silent because we're trying to figure out what happened. Alex Grant got punched in the head.
With no foul called. Sometimes I forget that I'm supposed to be, like telling what I'm observing.
I do too. Well, it took me a second to realize what I was observing. So yeah, he got punched in the head. There's no foul call, but it went out of bounds, and so it was Warriors ball. He got what he wanted anyway, and Dawson Townsend goes up for a nice-looking mid-range shot, and it does fall, putting the Warriors one behind here with just over a minute to go in the second. Getting ahead of myself. A nice-looking 3 there off the hands of Bridges, but it doesn't go. And so the Warriors need to grab this board here, and Seth Bowden does. Seth Bowden going in for a mid-range 2, and there is just... And Seth Bowden has quite the smooth-looking shot, and he was pretty open there. And so it's going to be really important right here for the Warriors to stop any and all shots. There is less than 30 seconds to go. They need to stay ahead in here to keep the momentum rolling during halftime and into the third. Which is drowning down the clock. And Fullerton goes up for 2. Owen sides for a fadeaway, and it doesn't fall, but it did look good. And so the Warriors are going to take this to halftime to regroup and come back looking much stronger in the second half and ready to win this game.
All right, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Before we get back to the game, first, we'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors of Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. Camden National Bank, 79 Main Street in Newport, 207-368-4382. Casa Cattle, 151 Nokomis Road in Corinna, 207-249-2191. Clark's LLC, 607 Elm Street in Newport, 207-368-4766. DT Lawn Care, 158 Libby Hill Road in Newport, 207-270-0342. D.A. Gould & Grandsons Excavation, 557 Todd's Corner Road in St. Albans, 207-938-2578. Sebastopol Valley Federal Credit Union, 87 Moosehead Trail in Newport, 207-368-4940. Newport Glass, 162 Elm Street in Newport, 207-368-5698. A.E. Robinson of Corinna, 60 Newport Road in Corinna, 207-278-4626. Newport Entertainment Center, 26 Main Street in Newport, 207-368-2490. And our co-player of the game sponsors, Gilman Electrical Supply, 53 Main Street in Newport, 207-368-4306, and Bears One Stop, 80 Moosehead Trail in Newport, 207-368-2230. Once again, thank you to all of our sponsors from Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting and all of Warrior Nation.
And we're back.
All right, and apparently it's just me back. Abby said she quit, but she's walking back in, so I'm going to say that she didn't quit.
Yeah, we should preface that Abby does not feel great today, so.
I didn't ask for your opinion, Mia. Okay.
Whoa. No need for the hostility. We're going to be roommates tomorrow on our broadcasting field trip.
Hitting the slopes. Well, I am. You're going to watch me hit the slopes.
I'm going to watch you and my younger sister hit the slopes. I'm going to sit there and just enjoy it. Maybe read a book or something. All right, and back to basketball here. The Witches go up. Owen Fullerton with a layup and extends the lead here early in the third. And so the Warriors really need to clean it up now if they want to continue to have a chance in this game.
That's tough on Alex Grant right
Yeah,
there.
it is, and no one's really moving to the ball to help him out. Timeout was called.
Yeah, if I was Coach Grant, I wouldn't be too happy with that. Like, they should have been helping Alex out. They should have been communicating with him. Alex maybe should have been like, help, like, I need help.
You know, right, exactly. And so here's the problem with that. If there's two people on Grant, who's the open man? The open man needs to get into the right position for it to help Alex out because, I mean, pretty basic math there. There's 5 people on a court. 5 to 5. If you have 2-on-1, obviously there's someone a little left out there.
Girl math.
That's right. Hey, maybe I'll be a math teacher instead. All right, and so the Warriors keep their ball since they were in a timeout. I think that was a great spot for Grant to use Coach Grant to use one of his timeouts instead of forcing
like
a turnover.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Oh, Connor Sides just putting up an easy layup that I really didn't think was going to go in for a second, but really glad it did, of course. And so now here the Warriors are looking to get themselves back on the board. I'm glad you think I'm funny. It makes me feel good. Oh, my gosh. And Charles Bridges has such a smooth three-pointer.
If I'm correct, girls, and you may not know this, but Charles Bridges had a really good game against us the first time as well. He's continuing that today.
I think you're right. I think he has a vendetta against the Nokomis Warriors.
I think he's a sharpshooter.
Absolutely.
That's the word I was looking for.
Grant taking his turn.
Grant, though.
Oh my gosh, Grant taking his turn at being a sharpshooter, and there he goes. This has been a really good game.
On a heater, that heater is cranked.
Absolutely, and that's one of his strong suits, that when he's on, he is absolutely on, and he keeps shooting. And I think that's something that everyone could take advice from. But even if they're not making it, they need to keep shooting. He doesn't get it, but Seth Bowden comes away with the board, and he passes it out to Sides, and I don't know if you guys can hear that, Jim.
Sleeping or what?
Whew, I think so, Abby. Owen Sides going up for a nice shot, but then Townsend comes away with the board. Abby, I think you forgot that we are on the air. Pretty accurate reaction, though, from us up here. That was just really a bummer. You got to be stronger with the ball here. That was an awesome opportunity for our Warriors to get themselves on the board, and just some mishandling really bummed us out up here, is how I can say that.
Excellent rebound there by Townsend.
Oh, absolutely. You know, he is one of the tallest on the team, and he knows that he needs to use his size to his advantage, and Bowden
He's got
gets...
hops.
Hey, fair.
Is it hops or ups?
I think it can be either. I really don't know.
Anyway,
I don't even remember what I was saying.
that Bowden was going
Oh,
to
yes,
the
he was
line.
going up for a layup, and he got fouled, so now he's getting sent to the line. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens here, and he makes that first one. Okay, and he does not make his second one, but we have a tie ball game here with 5.5 minutes to go in the third. Deep
Youngs
three
for
from number
three.
4. And wow, he just absolutely drains it right in the Warriors' face. And so that's obviously got to be a little discouraging as the Warriors. But you know what? Take it as a chip on your shoulder, as the boys said in their news interview and really get themselves back in position to score. Now, this has been an awesome basketball game to watch. Grant from 3.
That's a tough 3.
Oh, I mean, hey, right off the pass. He really didn't even take a look, but it was.
It looked good.
But you know what?
Bridges.
Between Bridges and Youngs, I think that the 3-pointers in this game have been unreal. And again, I don't know if our
look
listeners.
At my stat sheet. We got 3s for days on both teams.
That's very true. And I don't know if our listeners can hear what's happening down on the court, but the Brewer Witches got electric for that point right there.
And that's exactly what we were talking about earlier in the game. Because
so we're having a little bit of mic difficulties, as in Abby didn't put it next to her face, so no one could hear her. But she was saying that's what we were talking about earlier, and it's just really important to keep it going throughout the game as Owen Sides goes in for a nice layup.
I feel like they definitely heard me say the no.
Oh, they definitely did.
Yeah.
I think they heard you down there. Connor Sides going up for a super tough shot, and it falls beautifully. So we're looking at a 2-point game with 4 minutes to go. See, that right there is where Owen Sides should have flopped. At least tried to get the charge called.
That was made by
one of them.
Okay.
Sorry, I really, you're the master at that. And so on the Warrior side of the court, Seth Bowden, his shot does not fall. So we're on the Witches side of the court now, looking to see what kind of shot they're going to put up. Connor Sides getting called for a holding foul, and so that'll put the Witches on the inbound.
You know, Sides maybe not too happy about that one.
And so the Witches call a 30-second timeout. And you know what, Abby, I think that you're right. I don't think that he cared too much about that call. But here's the thing. You got to, as an athlete, you got to take the adversity in stride. And you got to, you got to keep pushing on. And this is a close game. This is 4 points, and you're losing. You got to buckle up and settle down. Be cleaner on defense. Be cleaner with when you guys have the ball in your hands, and string some things together. You know, they're putting up really good shots, but none of them are really being strung together. And we got to look at some sponsors here for Mr. Brown.
Yeah, these are our 2 main sponsors, and we'll be picking a player of the game here. What a great game this has been this afternoon. The people that paid to get in have really enjoyed this one. This has been a good one. And we want to thank Gilman Electrical Supply and Bears One Stop as our main sponsors. But here we go, back to the action.
All right. Oh, my gosh. And the Brewer Witches get an extremely easy layup there.
I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, they did an inbound play, passed it right to the man underneath the basket, and he wasn't even being played defense against, and just put it right up. Connor Sides getting called for a foul there, pushing as he goes to shoot, and so he's going to be sent to the line for 2. And it looks like there might have been some chirping right there. I don't know if you saw that, but Sides and one of the Brewers players seem to have a little bit of a conversation. I'll word it that way. Sides' first one goes down. All right, and his second one falls too. Big free throws here with just under 3 minutes to go. Really needed that from Sides. Seth Bowden playing great defense, just really excellent. Oh, and look at all the people on the floor.
Jump.
Yeah. Yep.
That's always tough. Like
it is tough.
You're either going to be called jump ball or with a travel, depending on who has the ball.
And in some cases, a foul. I have seen some pretty aggressive situations there. All right, and so here we are on the Warriors side of the floor. They are looking to find their shot. Grant from 3. Oh, and it dribbles in and around but doesn't fall. Looked really good, though.
Fullerton's been trying to get on the board here for the Witches, almost seems like, this quarter.
There we go, and Townsend comes away with a rebound after a couple airy shots there by the Witches. Grant, mid-range jumper. Again, bounces in and around, but not in.
With this game, it has a lot of the same feelings at that first time that they played each other. Very similar. It was close. Brewer had a lead, and then Nokomis played well late in the fourth quarter. So hopefully, we'll see some of that.
That's right, Mr. Brown. Hopefully, let's repeat history. Yeah.
I feel like when Nokomis plays Brewer, it's very similar to when Nokomis plays Skowhegan. Just the atmosphere is the tension is just there.
Yes, and very physical, too. I absolutely agree. 2 very physical teams. All right, and so here we are, the Brewer Witches back on their side of the court. Warriors putting up some good shots now. Good switch there to, oh my gosh, I really thought Seth Bowden just slapped that guy in the face. It really looked like it. But no, it was actually just him rejecting a shot, and so the Warriors come away with the possession here with 50 seconds to go. Me and Mr. Brown were talking about this the other day in class, how hard it is to announce live, because sometimes it's just hard to mask what you really want to say. And it really is
By
tough.
the time you get it out, we've moved on to the next play. And
Right. Sometimes there's just no recovering.
My problem's learning the names. When I have subs come in, I look down for their name, and then someone else has the ball. I'm like, oh.
Yep, and that's crazy because you still do a much better job than I do. And so, as we were talking about earlier, this would be an instance where people are going to argue for the shot clock, but this is a part of basketball. I don't like it necessarily. Oh. So I believe that was Seth Bowden getting called for the foul?
Yeah, I would probably say so too. Yeah. So Littlefield is going to get 2 shots because he was fouled by Seth Bowden with 3.7 seconds left.
I am pretty confused. It seems like.
Why is that?
Well, because the Nokomis bench is very, very upset, and I have no idea why.
I believe they didn't think he was. They thought it was a foul, I think, but they didn't think it was 2 shots. They thought it was going to be ball underneath.
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Then that is a good point. I did not think he was shooting.
Yeah.
And I don't.
It was close for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think he was either.
Grant putting up a shot there, and
Definitely some tension in the air here.
yeah, I'm feeling it up here. I mean, and as a diehard Warriors fan myself, I've always said bleed burgundy. I'm finding it's hard for me to find words right now because
Coach Grant is mad, and he has every right to be in this situation. We're going to turn it over to Matt Brown to do some sponsors.
Yes, we are. And these are, again, our second-level sponsors, A.E. Robinson in Corinna. One thing about A.E. Robinson, guys, Abby, you go there some, don't you? Mia, do you ever
Which
get
one
over
is this? The one in
A.E.
Corinna?
Robinson in Corinna?
The one your
Yeah.
boyfriend works
I
at.
do. I do visit that one rather
Okay.
often.
They always got great food there.
They do. They have
Really,
great food.
really good. Their number is 278-4626. Newport Glass. Have you guys been over to Newport Glass?
No, I don't have any reason to buy glass as of yet.
Okay.
Well, I went there to ask for their sponsorship.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
Were they nice about it? I mean,
They were
obviously.
they were very nice about it. In fact, I think they have Seth Bowden
Yes,
with
his
us.
dad,
Seth, his
PJ.
dad works there. So.
Oh, how perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right.
here we
Anyway.
are. Let's head back into the game here. We got some good looking basketball going on. And of course we want to see our Warriors come away with the win, but a couple things they have to clean up. They have to be better on defense. They're fouling too much. And when they're on offense, we're seeing them miss some passes, a little bit of miscommunications. And so that's really going to have to be cleaned up if we want them to come away with the win.
And definitely taking more reasonable shots, making sure our shots are falling.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes it's better to take your time and get a better shot than try and get the quickest shot you can. A lot of times we find our boys, they come down the court and they do one or two passes or just run right down and try to get a shot up. But sometimes it's better to take your time and find the shot that you know is going to go in. Seth Bowden with a really tough layup, and there's just no call made. I mean, it might be even better just to give a call, period, whether it's a charge or a foul. All right.
A lot just happened.
A lot just happened.
5 seconds.
Oh, my gosh.
A lot of action, girls, here.
And I was just yapping. I wasn't. My gosh. So it's a good thing we have video and audio here so that our
We could
viewers,
never be radio station.
No,
people.
we couldn't. The people listening on a
What
drive
just happened?
on a drive home would be so confused. Oh my gosh, and Connor Sides goes up for an incredibly tough shot. Love to see it. And so the Warriors fall now just one behind with 6.5 to go. It's going to be really important here for the Warriors not to let the Witches come away with any big stretches because there is no time for recovery now. Townsend bringing the ball up. And, similarly to what I was just saying, he didn't do any passes. He wasn't really looking for anyone else there. He really just kind of drove to the lane himself when I think that there might have been a better shot there. And, of course, it worked out in our favor. He's on the line, but now it's going to be impertinent that he makes the shots.
Yes, exactly. I was waiting for you to say that. And if you weren't going to say it, I was.
Good.
As
And there
he
he goes.
misses
He
his
misses
first
it. You know what? I might have to have a talk with him later. Tell him, hey, you need to make your free throws. Number 2. Doesn't go.
I'm sure if you can see his dad right now, assistant coach Derek Townsend he
Not
was saying the
pleased.
same thing.
Oh, yeah. And call the charge. Oh, yes. Connor Sides getting called for a charge. I absolutely
He
love
is
it.
so good at getting charges called for him.
Absolutely. And that's just that basketball IQ, Sometimes you have to be a little bit of an actor. If you really want to get the call, you got to play it off. And
Now, sometimes they're a little dramatic, but Connors are always reasonable and good.
Yes, and very realistic. And, I mean, of course, there was a charge there. I mean, it wasn't like we're just making it up. There was a charge there, and it was the absolute correct call. But, yeah, I mean, Connor Sides just has that basketball IQ that we love to see. Got to make some smarter passes here. All right, and Connor Sides loses his dribble, and it goes right into the hands of the Witches.
Tough shot there, he was wide open.
Yeah, Jake Perry going on for a 3 that he really should have made. And if he had made, would have been great for the Warriors. And Dawson Townsend
left wide open.
Oh my gosh, Dawson Townsend threads the needle directly to Owen Sides. And just how beautiful is that? Love to see it. We got 5 minutes to go, Warriors up 1. We need a big stretch here for the Warriors. And the last thing we need is a Brewer 3-pointer. So get them inside of the paint at the very least. Okay, so maybe I take that back. So now we're on the Warrior side of the court again. They're just down 1. So let's see what the Warriors can do here.
Townsend with
wide
the 3.
open. Yeah! Oh my gosh, he drains it. He drains it. Left wide open. Timeout called. Full Coach Josh Grant looking to hype up his boys here. I mean,
Maybe
that
we
was
take
money.
back what we said about the free throws.
Yeah. You know what? I think he just evened it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But imagine if he made his 3 throws and hit that. Just saying. Can't fight with that logic. Mr. Brown, no sponsors for us or what?
Sure,
I mean, hey.
sure. Let's do some sponsors. I'm sorry, I'm just getting the cameras all situated here. Yes. Okay.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, you guys have to come up with a player again. It's going to be tough tonight.
I think it is.
Spread out pretty well. I think you have a case for just about 4 or 5 of the Nokomis Warriors. But anyways, this is Casa Cattle, 249-2191. Clark's LLC, 368-4766. Camden National Bank, 368-4382. DT Lawn Care, 270-0342. And DA Gould & Grandsons Excavation, 938-2578. Over 40 years experience and certified. What a game today. 4.5 minutes to go. Many things can change, girls. So your ideas might change on that player of the game.
You're right. I mean, we just did a little bit of nonverbal discussion, and we have, you're exactly right. We have a couple guys here that we're considering. But let's see if anyone stays hot here through the next couple minutes. Oh, my gosh. And Connor Sides goes up for the block. Unreal. And, as a smaller player himself, it's really huge when he can get into that sort of rhythm and make those big plays for his team.
This game feels so similar to that last one. I know I've said that before, but it's very score and everything. It's very similar.
Yeah, and it kind of has that playoff feel, Mr. Brown.
Sure does.
Ooh.
Seth Bowden gets his own rebound, and oh my gosh, unreal. I just love basketball.
Crowd's getting fired up for this one.
Yes, it is, and I hope that our listeners can hear it. I know I say that more than I probably should, but all right, and so Charles Bridges goes up for a 3. It doesn't fall, and the Warriors come away with the board. Looking up the court, and the pass is too long. Oh, he is not happy about that, guaranteed. And
possibly even being subbed.
Yeah. It wasn't the passer being subbed, it was the
Receiver.
the receiving player, so looks like it wasn't a punishment sub.
Well,
I mean, it could have been. All right, so we have 3 minutes to go here. Warriors up 4. And, Abby, I mean, what a good game we've been here watching and announcing today.
Absolutely. Wouldn't rather be doing it with anyone else.
True
I
that.
love announcing with you.
Love announcing with you, too. Is this our first game this year? No, we've done one other one, right? This
I
year?
think we did a girls' game.
I think we did, too. Yeah, that's right. I don't know against who, though. All right, Dawson Townsend from 3. I really thought he was going to shoot that. Oh, look to Connor. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. It just came out. Sometimes it happens. Townsend from 3.
With the
That's
3!
money. That's money. Oh, my gosh. Absolutely drained it. Oh, my gosh. And this crowd is just
55.
electric.
55 to 48. It's going to be 55 to 50.
Mr. Brown, Mr. Brown, imagine if it was 55 to 50.
I know.
That would be pretty crazy.
I'm telling you, these two teams are very similar, and they play these close games a lot, so it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. Bowden getting called for a foul there. Not really a spot you want to get called for a foul, but what can you do? All right, and so Fullerton going up for a 2, and the Witches call a timeout. So,
all right, girls, let's. I have a replay. Would you like to watch that Townsend 3 again?
Absolutely, I would.
Let's watch this Townsend 3. Go back. You can hear the crowd on this, I believe.
YouTube, it's really loud.
Oh, it is?
The replays are really loud, yeah.
That's what we like. We like
Like,
loud
that's
replays,
exactly right. It's going to be really hard for us to pick a player of the game, Abby. I really think so.
All right. I'm glad the replay's working good. Hopefully we can get a couple more before the end of the game.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry.
Well, unless we need to keep it where it is. The game needs to stay the same.
Well, no, I agree with you. Hopefully it stays at this 5-point level here. But I give Nokomis credit for battling, and
Oh, absolutely.
Playing tough and just got to make good decisions down the stretch. And
100%.
great game here today.
Yeah, really an awesome game to watch. I really like seeing the athleticism, the physicality, and the basketball IQ. That's one of the most underrated pieces of basketball, just being smart with the ball. And Connor Sides finding a way to oh my gosh. Wow.
That was excellent
That,
basketball. That was
just really all the way around. A three-pointer is airballed by the Witches, and you definitely don't want that at this point in the game. Connor Sides for the and one. And so it appears as though the Warriors have taken some momentum back that I don't think the Witches can recover from. But, I mean, hey, got a minute 40 left. A lot can happen. But
let's watch this.
Let's watch it.
Yeah, let's watch this replay real quick. Great move here by Connor. And get the foul.
That's
just to elbow him.
Just peak athleticism, really. And Connor makes it. So that is a three-point play there. Huge three-point play.
Excellent rebound there by Townsend. Connor Sides around to Townsend. Townsend to Sides. Townsend's in the paint.
Passes it out to Sides.
The Brewers going to have to foul here soon.
If they want to stay in it, they're going to have to foul.
What just happened?
I think that really should have been a foul. The foul's called.
That foul is going to be on Stephen Youngs. Because we're not in the bonus yet. So
No, we're not. I mean, we have 45 seconds, and if Brewer's playing smart basketball, they're going to foul a lot more. Oh. Travel. No, jump ball. Hey.
See,
It's always close. It's always close.
So, girls, are you any closer to picking a player of the game?
Yeah, I think
Do
we've
you think
decided.
you've decided?
We have decided. We've decided on Connor Sides. Just all around today, he was super efficient. He played great defense, one of the top scorers, made all of his free throws, and with his basketball IQ, always being in the right spot, finding the open man, and just his on-the-court leadership that we can feel even up here, we've decided to give him the player of the game tonight.
Great choice, girls. I think that's a very good decision there. Connor's played great his whole career, but tonight I think he did shine a little bit.
Absolutely. Deep three, and it looks like the Witches are out of reach of tonight's win, even though it looked like they had it there for a bit. So we have 15 seconds here to go. Not really a whole lot to say right now. I mean, we have 7 seconds left. We're up 10, and they're just fouling to foul because really that's out of reach. So.
Well, I'm going to put the graphic up, girls, since you've said it already. The Gilman Electric player of the game, Connor Sides tonight.
Love it. Love to see it.
you know, at this point with the 7.6 seconds left, like.
Actually, you know what, Abby? This is going to be the longest stretch of the game because they're going to foul right here. Oh, nope, they got the ball, so just kidding. So here we go. Running clock. They're going for three.
A magic 10 points and, 1 second left.
Yep.
excellent game.
All right, Abby. It's always good to call a nice basketball game with you. And so here we are. Congrats to Connor Sides, our Gilman Electric player of the game. And congrats to the whole Nokomis Warriors for coming out with a awesome 61-50 win. Really huge here for Heel Point standings. And so thank you all for tuning in to Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. And we will see you next time there's a game.
Yes, we'll see Tuesday. The girls will be at home against Gardner. And then next Thursday, another huge game. Hamden boys will be in town. And so that'll be the next 2 games here at Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Brown.
Have a good night. Any public performance, rebroadcast, reproduction, distribution, unauthorized retransmission, or other use of this program is strictly prohibited without the express written consent of Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting or RS219. All rights reserved, 2024.